for like the last 4 or 5 years, has it been, right? That you've sat with your grandma and heard her stories, right?
Yes. But for 40 years, I've heard the same stories. And then just yesterday, I got a fresh new one.
Loveable losers, sitting in their living room, maybe drinking beers, conversation. Loveable losers is a show that we appreciate you watching.
The other morning, I'm sitting with my grandma. Like you said, I've been sitting with her for the past 5 years. And she comes out with this new story
Okay.
about the Hempstead Bull.
All right.
Now, she likes to start her stories on where they take place concerning World War II.
Oh,
Now,
in
she was
proximity,
born.
Okay.
Yeah, she was born in 1938. So she basically was a baby during World War II. But she claims like she was involved.
Yep.
She starts talking about how it was either during or after or before even. So one of those or all three.
Oh.
Everyone was really kind of poor because of the war. And so the town of Hempstead, Texas, and this would have been 1946, 48.
Okay.
And at that time, you're looking at a population of that county. So more than just this town had 11,000 people
Total in the
total
entire
in the whole county, Waller County,
Waller. Okay.
which at that time was broken into two sections, Hempstead and Brookshire, I believe is the
Did
other.
the town of Waller exist? even
No,
then?
no.
Oh, okay.
But Waller County did.
Hempstead is
well,
the county seat. Of
I would.
Waller.
Ooh, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail on that. I'm sure Waller County has existed as long as it's existed.
I'm sure. Yep.
But
The Waller
when I look
message
at
boards are lighting up right
according
now.
to census records,
Okay.
there's the two. But then eventually they become their own towns, and so they
Yeah.
other
Brookshire
towns
is
show up.
basically an extension of Houston now. Like
That's true.
It's like
All of them are
kind of
though.
all connected.
All the way out to Sealy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back. We're in 48, 1950 at this point.
Post-war. All right.
And the whole town has, purchased this one bull to sire all of their beautiful cows.
Okay.
I brought a photo.
Oh, hello. How
Yeah,
you doing, sir?
lovely ladies.
This is
And-
the Hempstead Fuck Bull?
Now, Bulford was his name.
Okay.
Well, Bulford was his first name. Icken was his last name.
Bulford Icken.
Bulford Icken.
Bulford Icken.
Bulford Icken.
Bulford Icken.
Now, the average life of a bull is about 12, 16 years.
All right.
This guy lived to the full 16.
Lived a great life.
But he was already at the point where I brought him into the story. He's already, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. So, but he gets to about the mid 50s, and then it's time to retire him.
Okay.
While he was still in his prime, as a little side story for another time, my great grandfather, Clarence Chamberlain,
Wilt's cousin.
distant, way distant, tried to ride this bull.
Okay.
And he got bucked. I also have a photo of that.
Oh, okay. Ooh, hey, Clarence.
Got bucked off of that bull,
Okay.
that fuck bull,
Mm-hmm.
and broke some ribs. Now, this would have been in the late 40s,
Mhm.
and the best doctor was in Houston. I don't know how far away is that from Hempstead, about 45 minutes from inner city Houston where this hospital would have been.
Yeah.
So the fastest and most reliable way to send him to the hospital was throw him on the next train passing through. And he rode like a hobo in just one of the carts
Dang.
until they got into Houston. He hopped off, walked into the hospital.
They had to make room on the train by throwing Mama off the train.
Whew. Just that's where that movie came. That's a whole nother story because that's based out of Hempstead too.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Yeah, just Danny DeVito, for some other reasons, could not allow that to be known.
Bull fucking reasons, maybe.
Maybe.
Loveable Losers is brought to you by Miss Baker's House Pet Space Exploration. Do you have a beloved house pet that you feel would enjoy the experience of space travel? Look no further than Miss Baker's House Pet Space Exploration. Visit us online at spacepets.geocities.net. Now back to Bryan and Eric in the living room.
We're getting into about the mid-50s at this point, and he's done.
Yeah, Wolford's retired.
He can't
Or did
even...
he die?
Well, he's lived his whole life of just retirement and fucking. So
Yeah.
his retirement
That's true.
was he was put down before he got sick.
Okay.
And then they decided we'll auction off his parts, like his meat,
Mhm.
to buy a new bull.
Okay. The city of Hempstead is buying.
The city has kind of made a decision as a whole.
Well, do you think they're going to call him Bulford Dickin too?
We'll get no. Oh, you're
You have
jumping
the
ahead.
names.
I have the
You've
'Cause-
got the evidence.
And you heard right, plural names, because Bulford Dickin.
Okay.
Bulford Dickin. There we go. His testicles alone auctioned $6,000 in the 50s. No, as a pair, so
Okay,
$3,000
as a
each.
pair.
But as a pair, $6,000, which in today's money, $67,000.
Oh,
The most expensive mountain oysters in the history of mankind. I don't know what they were used for, who got them, but $6,000 was the total going rate for those testicles that have been used probably thousands of times
I know.
in a decade.
You put those in the fucking Hall of Fame or something.
Now at this time, you have it's about $3,000 for a new bull.
Okay.
So on a nice one, maybe,
Mhm.
and so they got two
Okay.
new bulls
Oh, with the testicle.
with the
money.
testy money,
Okay.
because everything else paid for kind of didn't get hardly anything. $50 maybe.
Yeah.
So the two new bulls they brought in, you got Hugh and Hef.
Okay. All right. You and Hef.
Hugh Disseminator and Hef Loader.
F loader.
Hef Loader. Hugh and Hef. Oh man. Now these guys, they only got maybe a quarter of the time of fucking that Bulford got.
Yeah.
Because then the practice kind of faded away. Nobody needed to use them. They
Yeah.
had their own methods. I think the
Kind of grocery stores.
the inseminating process was becoming more popular.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they didn't need city fuck bulls.
Mhm.
And so they were eventually donated to the 4-H. And
So
either
Hugh and Hef lived out their lives as 4-H bulls.
Yeah.
Oh,
after
okay.
that, I went and fact checked my grandma's story. And with my great aunt, Carol Ann, who's my grandfather's youngest sister,
All right.
who just turned 80 this past week, by the way. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Caroline.
None of it's true.
None of it.
None of it.
Complete fabrication.
Photos and all. She has no idea where those photos came from.
Really?
It's a fantasy world.
Just a figment of
Fantasy
Millie's
world.
imagination.
And that is a little tidbit of my life the past 5 years. You get invested in something, and it never
just-
happened.
Into the mist.
So go with the stories, folks. Just go with them.
Nice. Well, next week on the show, a friend of mine put me onto the story of the 1970s Spokane Indians. So
Ooh.
I'm going to focus on a player that was on that team and kind of go out through his entire career. But Spokane, Washington, they had this team in 1970 where Tommy Lasorda from the Dodgers was the head coach.
Oh, nice.
Guy that wore a fake mustache for the Mets, Bobby Valentine, he was on
Wait.
the team.
Did you say fake mustache?
Yeah, he got kicked out of the team. He got kicked out of a game. And there's video of him in the back of the dugout with a fake mustache and a ball cap on.
I can imagine it's the glasses with the nose and the mustache.
So yeah, my friend Steve was like, imagine the stories that would come out of that team. But
Oh, man.
But we're going to
Good job.
focus on one of the players of that team, his entire career, on next
All right.
episode. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what we had to look forward to.
I can't wait to do some Tommy Lasorda graphics.
Yep.
Thumbnail.
have a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
But his eyes bulge.
Loveable losers hanging out in the living room. Loveable losers telling stories and maybe drinking beers. Lovable, lovable, lovable losers.